There's a baby store somewhere along the stretch from Kenma's apartment to his local convenience store. He never pays it much mind on his way, but his eyes are bound to wander, always on the lookout of his surroundings, and the baby store is a landmark that signals his walk will be another 5 minutes, less if he speeds the hell up from his turtle-like pace. That being said, Kenma has never seen a familiar rooster-haired idiot through the window until now. He's holding up a small baby onesie up to his eyes and has that dumb smile on his face that shows he's pleased. Kenma's heart does a stutter, then his feet as he nearly walks into a fire hydrant. Fuck. Their eyes meet. Fuck. Kuroo's eyes widen, before he raises a hand in an awkward attempt at a wave that should look dumb, but instead endears itself to Kenma like everything else the messy-haired idiot does. Kenma just wants to go home. He's carrying a shitload of items in his bag, and his work was full of people annoying him and he was tired. But Kenma enters the door, jingles in his wake, and he heads towards Kuroo, whose attention is back to the garment now that Kenma is nearer. He sees the detail of the onesie loud and clear. It's a cat onesie because of course it is. Kenma lets out a noisy snort that makes Kuroo looks up from the clothes again with a grin. Hey Kenma. Kuroo greets with a large grin, and holds the cursed onesie up yet again. Yes or no? No. Kuroo throws it in his basket with a hum, and Kenma feels irritation crawl up like it always seems to do when Kuroo does something like that. Why did you ask if you're just going to ignore my opinion? Kuroo shrugs and dismisses him. I didn't like what I heard. He moves to the next aisle gracefully, and Kenma kind of wants to kick something, but in a baby store, it seems all kinds of wrong, so he refrains from his budding temper and follows hot on Kuroo's trail. You just got home from a business trip and this is what you're doing? Why are you even here? Kenma grumps out. He picks up a baby bottle, marveling at how damn small it is as it fits snug in his palm. These aren't exactly your size. Kuroo doesn't rise to the bait. He hums instead, picking up some strawberry-patterned shoes and looking at them in awe. I know. Kuroo says after a beat. He adds the shoes to the basket. I'm shopping for baby clothes. Kenma lets out a strangled breath because I can see that. Another hum. It's relaxed and soothing and, fuck. For the baby. Obviously, Kenma. Kuroo clarifies, like he had cleared everything up rather than make it more vague. The baby? The baby? How come I'm only hearing about this now? Are you out of your mind? Kuroo looks at him, blinking for a second before his face lights up in realization. He gave a sheepish smile before apologizing. I've been really busy lately. I'm sorry, it must have slipped my mind. How can this just slip? Well, now you know. Better late than never. Kuroo hums happily before going back to his business, nonchalant to the fact that he might have probably just broke Kenma, nonchalant in a way like he just didn't drop a mind-breaking news out of nowhere. Another Kuroo, huh? Kenma snoops, after a beat of heavy silence, feeling dejected, for some reason. Well, fuck. Kenma feels an ugly jealousy fester in his belly, and he turns away. Congrats. Kuroo looks confused, but nods anyways. Thanks. Are you on your way home, Kenma? Yeah. It feels awkward then, or maybe he's just feeling like shit, because he can't even bring himself to be genuinely happy for his best friend, so Kenma hitches his bag higher on his shoulder and turns to leave. See you then? Kenma says, because he's mature enough to say bye now, despite the pettiness that wants to tumble out and show its face. See you tomorrow, Kenma. If Kuroo's doing that awkward wave again with a matching smile, Kenma doesn't turn to acknowledge it. He focuses on leaving the baby store and heads home. Despite the snacks he brought back, and the game on his PC waiting for him to play it and the paperwork's lying on his desk, Kenma is not doing any of it. Instead he's searching on social media, on incognito mode. Plus a VPN because no one is gonna stalk him on his watch, if 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃's relatives or his other friends ever posted a thing about said pregnancy. Kenma scans any account that's related to 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃, but they're all just random photos of themselves or their daily lives. There's nothing on about 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃, or the pregnancy, which means that 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃 must have been extremely clever in hiding the news about his kid. There's something more reliable than the news though, a man who knows everything about everyone, just like that girl on some chick flick. Kenma internally braces himself for tomorrow. Shoyo. Oh, Kenma? Why'd you call? I thought you had a tournament today. Never mind that. Kenma gets right down to business. Is 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃 pregnant or something? Kenma instantly wants to blow himself up, and maybe 𝒁𝒂𝒂𝒄 too, so the words he just blurted out will die with them. I meant, is he expecting a kid with someone else? Kenma can hear Hinata bumbling around, and he can already imagine Hinata's eyes largen like he never quite grew up from when they first met. 𝒃𝒃𝒄-san is pregnant? Well, at least 𝒁𝒂𝒂𝒄 said the cursed words too. That's what I'm asking you. Kenma replies, though it seems like this was a bust. I haven't heard anything from him. Hinata says, sounding deep in thought. Why, is he expecting? Why didn't he tell you? Great if Hinata didn't know. 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃 was probably very tight-lipped about it, which was odd, because Hinata knows everything about everyone because, well, everyone knows him, and it's also because 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃 didn't seem to mind giving information so casually and freely to literally anyone, but whatever. Saw him shopping for baby clothes. Kenma grunts, and rolls his chair to his own desk with little fanfare. There's a beat as Hinata processes this. Kenma stares intently at his computer, then glances at his phone, checking if the other line has hung up because the silence was suddenly deafening. Oh. Hinata says, and Kenma regrets looking because the Hinata is sounding remorseful, his eyes probably wide AMD if he could, staring at him woefully. I'm sorry, Kenma, I know how you. Drop it. The matter is dropped for 5 minutes, before Hinata gives him a pity party because he says, maybe he's shopping for someone else? You know how he likes to buy gifts for people. Kenma does know it's an endearing trait. He knows how much effort that goes with choosing each gift. Has been there many times when 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃 muses between one gift and another for hours on end. Kenma has birthday gifts from 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃, never missing a year since they met, and other random trinkets that got shoved at him because it reminded me of you. They adorn his desk at home and even more at work, those trinkets, which is why he never lets 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃 in his office no matter how much he pesters him. Before Kenma can reply, his notifications crackles to life. I'm gonna go now, I have to stream. And destroy things. Good luck. Kenma decides to settle this matter once and for all, which is to say, indirectly, he's physically filling out the paperwork for his damn work, but mentally thinking about 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃. The man himself slinks into his room like a cat, removing his messenger bag and putting it beside his table neatly. Hey. 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃 greets as he's settling himself in, and Kenma grunts out a greeting back. I saw your stream yesterday. Yeah? Kenma is satisfied at this. He had finally pulled off a new strategy on the game he'd been working on for ages to perfect, and it was a pretty fucking sight for 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃 to indirectly share his moment made him content. Yeah, you seemed hot-headed. Was not. Was too. Was not. You were too competitive. 𝒃𝒃𝒄𝒃 points out, but there's a mischievous smile on his face. His gaze turns soft, which inadvertently turns Kenma soft. Congrats on winning that tournament. I know you worked hard. Hell yeah, I did. Thanks. Kuroo hums, and a silence befalls them, which Kenma appreciates. He'll never admit it, but he had always liked their dynamic, silence when it called for it, and easy banter in between. It's here and now that seems like the perfect time to pry. Are you going to take time off? See, if it is Kuroo's child, he would. If it wasn't, why the hell would he? It's simple enough, and Kenma feels quite pleased about his wit. But Kuroo just looks bewildered, then concerned. Should I? You want to be there for the kid, right? Kenma replies, and is met with a stony, determined look. Of course. Then you should take time off, or work fewer hours at least. I'll see what can do then. Thanks for letting me know. Good. It is good Kuroo can play happy family with his partner, far away from Kenma, who can finally focus on his job and not the feeling of unease and bitterness that rises whenever he thinks about the matter, which is admittedly a lot more than he would like. It's odd though. Kenma idly wonders why the thought of taking time off never occurred to Kuroo before, then he banishes the thought far, far away. Kenma's done pining over a man who'll never pine back, and he isn't a home wrecker for fuck's sake. He's done? Kenma is not done. Kuroo settles in his usual place beside Kenma in his home office, and he nearly speechless in shock. He doesn't let it show, of course, but it's a very near thing, because why the hell is this man here and not with his pregnant partner? Ne-san says I shouldn't take time off. Kuroo announces breezily. What? Out of everyone, Kenma was sure that the Kuroo's older sister would support the time off. Why? She says she can handle it herself. Plus, her husband is taking time off. They were a bit confused when I said I could help them. Appreciative, but confused. Shit. Kenma is the one that's confused. He's gaping, then remembers to close his mouth lest he look like Pikachu. He's scrambling his thoughts, and his words too. All he gets out is another dumb. What? Kuroo does another shrug. I'm sure they can handle their own baby, but you're right, I did take some time off anyways to help them and be a good uncle. Uncle? Yes? Kenma realizes that he's gaping again, and closes his mouth only to open it again milliseconds after. It's not your kid? Kuroo shoots him a quizzical look. No, didn't I say it was my sister's? No. Oh. That better be a regretful oh, because the past few days had been nothing but hell for Kenma. I don't think I would want kids. Kuroo continues. He has that contemplative yet troubled expression on his face, and Kenma can't help but stare. I don't think I would be a good father. At this, Kenma snaps out of his daze. That's crap. You'd be the best dad, Kuroo. You can't know that. I do know that. This isn't even your kid, yet it's all I hear about from you these days, about where you're going to take them, what clothes you brought, how spoiled they're probably gonna be because of you. You're so excited about this, and you light up every time. If that's not the signs of a good dad, or uncle, whatever, I don't know what is. Silence. Kenma feels his traitor ears turn pink, and he grips his pencil so tight it snaps. They both watch the two stubs roll around, coming to a halt right at the edge of his desk before they fall to the floor. I still have you to take care of. It breaks Kenma's heart to hear, in a strangely good way, and he aches for the man who spouts nonsense after he just said some encouraging shit. Mind your own business, I can take care of myself. I can take care of you once in a while as well. This is the second time today that Kuroo has made him ramble some embarrassing shit, and Kenma feels the redness in his ears spread to his cheeks. Damn it. But Kuroo just stares, eyes wide and almost sparkling with genuine happiness. Thank you, Kenma. Kenma promptly turns away, not bearing to see the starry-eyed look he's fallen in love with any longer. Kuroo doesn't seem to be done, though he moves his rolling chair besides, and even more closer, so close that their knees are almost touching than they are, as Kuroo shifts forward. "I took a few days off this week," Kuroo announces, and blatantly stares at Kenma like he's supposed to know what that means. All Kenma knows is that Kuroo has days off that he'll probably spend with his cat, which is good for him. "Kenma," Kuroo continues, and nudges his knee annoyingly. "Go on a date with me." "What the fuck? What? A date? You're off Saturday, right? I took that day off, so I was thinking we could go somewhere together." Kenma is apparently not done pining. The gears and cogs in his mind crank back into motion after a ridiculous amount of time, and after getting over his stupor, he gave a small smirk directed at Kuroo. "Where to?" They pass the baby store on their way to the park, picnic basket full of homemade food lightly swinging in Kuroo's hand that was connected to Kenma's own. Kuroo tells him to wait outside, shoving the basket to the other's chest, and rushes in to make a purchase. He comes back minutes later, holding out a bright black and yellow cat onesie with a beaming grin that Kenma can't help but smile back at. Oh God, he's really in love with this sap. And as they lean in to kiss, this time, Kenma knows that the feeling is mutual.